Chapter 5. The Realization of the Truth. As the resistance against the Illuminati grew stronger, more and more people began to realize the truth about the virus and the vaccine. They understood that the virus was not natural and that the vaccine was not a cure, but a tool of control. They began to see through the lies and manipulation of the Illuminati and their true nature as a secret society seeking world domination. The resistance was led by a man named Apollo, who had been one of the first to suspect the true nature of the virus and the vaccine. He had refused to take the vaccine and had not been affected by the virus. He had the intelligence and creativity to see through the lies of the Illuminati and had dedicated his life to exposing the truth and freeing humanity from their control. Apollo and his followers began to spread the truth about the virus and the vaccine, and more people joined the resistance. They began to see the world in a new light and understood that they had been living in a digital prison, controlled by the Illuminati through their control of money and information. The realization of the truth was a turning point in the fight for control of humanity. The people were no longer willing to be controlled and manipulated by the Illuminati. They were determined to take back their freedom and their future. The resistance was growing stronger, and the fight for control of humanity was reaching a climax. The Illuminati were not going to give up easily, but the people were determined to win. The battle for control of humanity had begun, and the fate of the world hung in the balance. Chapter 6. The Distraction of War. As the resistance against the Illuminati grew stronger, they began to feel the pressure and knew that they had to act fast to maintain control. They knew that they could not allow the truth to be exposed, so they decided to create a distraction. They used their control over governments and media to start a war between two countries. The war was presented as a necessary measure to protect the people from a common enemy and to preserve peace and security. The media was used to create a sense of nationalism fervor and to whip up public support for the war. People were convinced that they had to support the war in order to protect their country and their way of life. The war was a brutal and bloody affair, with thousands of lives lost on both sides. The Illuminati used their control over the war effort to further restrict the freedom of the people and to justify their actions. They were able to pass laws and regulations that further restricted the freedom of the people, and they were able to control the flow of information, and manipulate the media to control the narrative. The distraction of war had been a success, and the Illuminati's grip on the world had grown stronger. They had used fear and chaos to control the minds of the people, and had reduced their intelligence and creativity, making them easier to control. The war had also served as a distraction, allowing the Illuminati to implement their plans without interference. But the resistance was still alive and they were determined to fight on. They knew that the war was a distraction and that the real battle was for the control of humanity. Chapter 7. The Battle for Control, Apollo versus the Illuminati. The final showdown had arrived. The resistance led by Apollo was ready to take on the Illuminati in a battle for control of humanity. They knew that this was the last chance to expose the truth and free the world from the grip of the secret society. They had planned their strategy carefully and were ready to strike at the heart of the Illuminati. The battle was fierce, and both sides suffered heavy losses. The Illuminati had the advantage of resources and power, but the resistance had the advantage of determination and passion. The battle raged on for days, with no clear winner in sight. Just when it seemed that the resistance was about to lose, something unexpected happened. The leaders of the Illuminati, who had been pulling the strings from behind the scenes, revealed themselves. They were none other than the world's most powerful politicians, businessmen and celebrities. They had been using their power and influence to control the world and shape it to their own desires. The revelation was a shock to both sides, but it was a turning point in the battle. The people realized that they had been led to and manipulated by those they had trusted and admired. They began to see the true nature of the Illuminati in the fight for control of humanity. The resistance, led by Apollo, was able to use this new information to their advantage and finally defeat the Illuminati. The world was free from the grip of the secret society, and the people could finally take control of their own lives and future. The truth had been exposed, and the battle for control of humanity had been won. Chapter 8. The Aftermath, Apollo's Legacy. The war with the Illuminati was over, and the world had been freed from the grip of the secret society. The truth had been exposed, and the people were finally able to take control of their own lives and future. The resistance, led by Apollo, had emerged victorious, but at a great cost. Apollo had sacrificed much in the fight against the Illuminati. He had lost friends and family, and many of his comrades in the resistance had also paid a heavy price. But despite the cost, Apollo knew that it had all been worth it. The world was now a better place, and the people were free from the control of the Illuminati. In the aftermath of the war, Apollo was hailed as a hero and a savior. He had led the resistance and had exposed the truth about the Illuminati. He had become a symbol of hope and freedom for the people. As a leader of the resistance, Apollo had played an important role in shaping the future of humanity, but he also knew that his work was not finished. He knew that there would always be those who sought to control and manipulate the masses, and he dedicated the rest of his life to ensuring that the world remained free and that the truth was always protected. He worked on building organizations, which will be responsible for monitoring and preventing the rise of secret societies seeking world domination. The aftermath of the war with the Illuminati was a new beginning for the world, and Apollo's legacy would be remembered for generations to come.